as a love astrologer, one of the things that I want to shed light on is a very rare occurrence in astrology, but it's very real and very tragic, and it's called star-crossed lovers. In my career, I've only seen a handful. I've only run across a handful of star-crossed lovers. Each story has been very sad, and each one is very different. It's not super, super rare, but it's pretty rare. So, unfortunately, we astrologers have to use celebrities as examples. I find it intrusive. I think that people should, stay out of people's lives. I'm not nosy, but what can I do? I have no other way than sharing an example with the public if I'm talking about astrology, and we do study, famous charts as part of our, evolution in learning and growing, in perfecting our craft throughout our career. Obviously, our client study cases are important, and what we do, when we start, our own study and specialization that we lean into. But celebrity charts are on there, so I just wanted to say that unfortunately, I do have to mention it and talk about other people's lives. I do realize it's their business, but it is astrology. So that being said, you can tell it's awkward for me. I do want to talk about a celebrity example. So one of the most common things I see, I'll mention them in a second. I just want to say one of the most important things I see is two things that never miss that combination. So first, let's define what star-crossed lovers are. We call it the Romeo and Juliet mark. So it's two lovers that find each other in romance in their life. They cross paths, and they don't make it. They cannot make it. It's like a curse in a way. It's almost like the stars are cursing the connection. So there's other love curses. We can get into that as far as astrology, as far as written in the stars, as far as odds against, I can shed light on that in another video. But in this one, it's specifically the star-crossed lover phenomenon, or the star-crossed lover problem. So the first thing that has always, caught my eye is that I've always seen that it's a scenario once I've identified that they are, and it's pretty complicated to do that, but what makes it simple afterwards is this pattern. I see two things that kind of don't miss. The female, her sun and her moon is an identical match to the man's sun and moon. Now, when I say identical match, I don't mean identical in a literal sense. I just mean identical with the figurative sense. So there's just the sign being identical. So the same sign. I shouldn't have said identical, because that would be placement and degree and everything else, sign and house and all that, and that's not what I mean. Just the matching. I should have said matching. The matching sun and moon with his matching sun and moon. So that's the first thing. And can it be a matching sun and rising, or sun and moon, or rising and moon? Yes, it can, but I've seen it be the sun and moon. Okay? So the second thing that cannot be out of that equation in the star-crossed lover mark is a terrible, horrible aspect in regards to that part of the life, the love life, and that is sun square moon, or moon square sun. It's horrible. And that's they don't make it. So they find their way into each other's lives, and they cannot make it. They cannot make it. It's catastrophic. So there's a lot of things I want to stretch out and say, but let's go to that example. So the most prominent example for star-crossed lovers is Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. That they are star-crossed lovers. Now, she's not his soulmate, and I can shed light on that in another video. And he is not hers either. That's complicates things, but that's why love astrology is so cool and so detailed and so interesting and intricate. So this also brings up a lot of spin-off side topics from that, like sign compatibility, what's a myth, what's not a myth. Those are other videos because I'm trying to keep it short. Trying to think of anything else I want to say. Yes, there's another example of star-crossed lovers that's really, really sad. And that is, what's his name? Keanu Reeves and, oh my gosh, Sandra Bullock. Yeah, that is another example of star-crossed lovers. But in their situation, it's really interesting. It's probably the most interesting, quirky star-crossed lover mark I've seen on a chart, because they're actually friends. But it's still sad because of the potential of what was supposed to happen. And like I said, I think that deserves shed light on in another video, because it doesn't fit the exact star-crossed lover mold in the catastrophic sense that in that war that I'm talking about. All right, so those are examples, and like I said, I'm a love astrologer. That's my specialty. I'm a psychic and tarotist, and I have my small business. If you want to book a reading, you can. If you have any questions, leave them below, and I will see you in the next video. I'm going to try to pump out a couple of these today because it's a subject that is very sought after from my audience. All right, guys. Until next time. Bye.